Hello, how y'all doing? My name's Norm McCulson. I'm a personal trainer. Been doing it for 30 years. I own a couple gyms, one in Southern California, one in Northern California. I moved to Georgia about a year ago. That's why I said y'all, because if you want to be cool, you got to say y'all, and everyone wants to be cool. Well, the reason I'm doing this is a good friend of mine and an exceptional client of mine asked me if I could give a little introduction of myself. And so I'm going to try and cram 30 years into 5 or 6 minutes. So I thought maybe the best way to do that would be to tell a story about an individual that I think everyone knows. And so I was sitting in my gym about 3 years ago, and this guy walks in and he introduces himself. He says, "Hello, my name is TinMan Lee." And I'm like, dude, that's, okay, number one, that's the coolest name I think I've ever heard. So I'm like, all right, tell me what's going on, Tin Man. And he says that he hurt his back and he could barely get out of bed. It's hard to walk. And ironically, he hurt himself working out. So I said, okay, what are you trying to do? Why are you coming to me? And he said, well, I am a wildlife photographer. So now I'm like, whoa. Okay, number one, I've never trained a guy named Tin Man, and I've never trained a wildlife photographer. So the cool thing about owning a gym is that you can pick and choose who you want to work with. And I'm thinking, man, I've never worked with either of those, so I'm going to take this guy as my own little project here. So I said, all right, what do you want to achieve? And he said he wants to be out of pain. He would like to get a six-pack, and he'd like to get big biceps. Well, let me tell you, Tin Man now is out of pain, and between you and I, he has a six-pack and big biceps, but he's very modest. Don't ask to see him. He gets really embarrassed about it. So we trained for about 3 months doing rehab stuff. I get Tin Man out of pain, and then I say, okay, so tell me more about this wildlife photography stuff that you do. And he goes, well, coach, a lot of times I have to I plow through like 6 feet of snow, or I've got a 50-pound pack and I'm carrying it up a mountain. I got to cross over boulders, things like this. And then I'm thinking to myself, wow, this is interesting, because I've trained a huge variety of people over the years, from Olympic athletes to heads of corporations, fashion models, the very young, elderly, everything in between. And I'm thinking I need to train Tin Man kind of like how I train some of my elite athletes. So I ask him more questions, and he says he carries a big, heavy lens, and a lot of times, you swing it up like this, and then he said sometimes you kneel down like this, and you're taking your pictures, and I'm thinking, holy smokes, this is so cool. Now I'm like, this is opening up a whole new world for me, because I'm like, I want to work with this guy and get him to where he can do all his, his photography and be out of pain and not be struggling if he walks a mile with a 50-pound pack. So we do all that stuff, and as you know, Tin Man, I've been working with him, like I said, about 3 years now. He spent 40 days in Kenya, and he said, Coach, I just want to thank you, because I was laying on the floorboard of the back of a truck that had no door, and I'm leaning out the truck with this lens, and he goes, and I'm holding about 6 inches off the ground, taking pictures of lions and stuff, which, I mean, I'm like thinking, Tin Man's crazy. We all know he's crazy. So he said I needed a ton of core strength and, balance and all that stuff. And he said, I just want to thank you for, helping me achieve all those things. I said, absolutely, Tin Man. It's my pleasure. So now what I do is I strictly do like virtual training, and because Tin Man's in California, I'm in Georgia. So we've been doing, virtual training for the last year or so. But that's not really why I'm doing this introduction. I think it's important that people know kind of how everybody links together and who's important in people's lives. Tin Man's very important in my life, and evidently I'm important in his, and all of you are important to Tin Man. So I wanted to share kind of our experience and what I've done with him. And the other thing I do out here in Georgia is I'm a member of the search and rescue team with the Georgia State Defense Force. I do that for fun because I love being out in the wild and, being in the wilderness and doing survival stuff. So Basically though, if you guys have any questions or anything you want to know about fitness, the fitness world became very confusing because there's so many options now. It used to just be, bicep curls, military press. But now there's all kinds of stuff. There's kettlebell training, there's TRX, there's CrossFit, there's a lot. I could probably name about 20 different things that we do now, and some of them are good, some of them not good, some are good for some people, some not. So what I want to do is, if you have any questions about that, please give me a call, and you can call me or text me, or you can shoot me an email, and I would love to hear from you guys. So anyways, that's it, and thank you for your time, and hope to hear from you soon.